I love the projects that I've been working on, and I'd like to share my experiences and my projects with everybody else. I have two projects this time around. The first one is going over my study abroad in Peru with the Wind Aid Institute. While I was there, I manufactured and installed two 500-watt wind turbines from scratch with a team of 12 individuals from all over the world. And then my other project is an update on our on-campus composting, and that's pre-consumer compost waste from Cheney Dining Hall. And we basically compared our compost this year to other composts in the area, so we went through different quality tests and stuff like that to see where our compost ranked in relation to other area composts.
I studied sponges and how we've actually been able to use sponges to create an anti-cancer drug. So sponges naturally have DNA free floating in their bodies, and normally this DNA is actually a preventative of chemical warfare on the sponge. So any substance that could potentially harm the sponge, this DNA prevents replication of that and basically just protects the sponge. And we've been able to remove that from the sponge and inject it in people, and we've actually been able to prevent cancer cell growth by using this.
For my project, I was tasked to create a golf trophy for our SUNY Canton Golf Classic by Dan Miller. So I 3D modeled the trophy in Autodesk Inventor. From there, used Mastercam to make all my CNC toolpaths, and then ran it using CNC lathe and CNC mill. A couple difficulties: Mastercam lathe is not as well defined as Mastercam mill, so there's a big challenge right there. Another problem we ran into is I have never done any fourth axis work myself, which is the engraving around the base of the trophy, so that was a steep learning curve, but eventually we figured that part out as well. Right now I got probably 20 hours worth of work into it and probably another 8 hours to go, but it's definitely nearing the end of completion.
So our project is on free-roaming felines and their impact on wildlife. So that includes feral cats as well as people's pets that they let outside. Cats are not native species to North America, so they're killing a lot of native species, including birds and mammals. People aren't educated on what they should do with their own pets, so we're kind of trying to educate the public as well as our fellow vet tech students about proper management of their pets as well as the feral cats.
I did the dead zones in the Gulf of Mexico. When one thinks of a dead zone, my automatic thought was, before I educated myself on it, was everything's dead, there's nothing left of the place. But honestly, a dead zone is just an aquatic area where the oxygen levels have gotten so low, between 1 to 2 ppms or milligrams per liter, and these places can actually be revived with proper treatment and water quality testing that can be done. And one way to do this is by creating ripar areas, which is just vegetation to catch the runoff that is coming from the farms and everything. The soil's not as permeable as it once was from excess agriculture and excess farm life. So the runoff is just coming right off into the riverbeds. So with the ripar, the vegetation's actually absorbing the runoff. It's actually the second largest dead zone in the entire world and the largest man-made dead zone, unfortunately.